Let's see what happens. All right. All right, we're live. Let's see what happens. This is a test. Let me pull up Big J's channel because Big J wants attention. So we're going to give Big J attention today. And this probably be the last of it, man. Because basically they don't talk about nothing. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and unsub because basically what they're saying is bunk. But I am going to share his. No, that's not it's the wrong one. Hold on. Stop sharing. Share screen. Here he is. And so you go ahead and
no, Mr. Big Stuff.
So I'm going to see how many people that we can actually attract on, because he has, oh, he got 20 watching now. Since I came on, see, he had only had 6 when I first came
Well,
on.
anyway,
When I,
I'm gonna go ahead and jump on off.
so
It's been a good one. I find it funny, hilarious.
he has a max of
So
20. He's got a max.
y'all be easy. I'm out of here.
He's got a max of 20, and now he wants to go. See, he was ranting, but now he wants to go.
Happy
I want to see if I can attract more people on my channel watching him than he can on his own channel. Let's see.
Oh yeah. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.
I'm at 15 already. Oh, big BGS on his petty Sunday. Yeah, this is a petty channel. Okay, let's see if I can attract more people than him on a small channel on a Sunday at random. We're at 19. His max was 20. His max was 20. It's just an experiment. You got, come on, dude, you only got 5 likes, really? You only got 5 likes. I got 22. So uh, in about 3 minutes, I got more people watching on a tiny channel, and I think he has more subs on his channel. Yeah, he's got 2,000 subs. So his channel is bigger than mine, than this one. His channel is bigger than mine. So I just wanted to see. It's just an experiment. It's just a test. He's been online since 2008. I want to say he's been around a long time. I think he said 2007. He said he's been around since the beginning. So he's been on the line with online. Would it make it 17 years? Yeah, it'd be 17 years. So I want to see because he wants to. These guys want attention. Same thing with MOT. I finally figured it out. They really want attention because they talk about people. They hop from panel to panel to panel, trying to draw attention because they can't draw it to themselves. So I got 32. So this is just me being petty. I just wanted to test it because I'm the master teacher. I don't talk about anything. I'm old and wrinkled, and I'm unpopular. I wanted to see, and he bounced. Big J, put your stuff back up. Put your channel back up. I want to bring your channel some attention. Next time, I'm just gonna just simulcast your channel, see who gets bigger numbers. We sucks at making content. Well, that's obvious. I just wanted to see who's going to attract more attention because what he wants is he thinks he deserves more attention. And the only reason he calls people out is because he thinks it's going to bring him attention. So basically, okay, let's give him what he wants. But then as soon as he gets it, guess what happens? So I know you're listening, Big J. I know you're out there listening because I said I was going to start up a live stream. I know you're listening. Your name's in it. So I know you're out there. So why don't you come on over? Why don't you come over and talk? And talk for a change instead of screaming. Because what they don't do is talk. So I know you're there. Because I was listening to people keep talking about MOT and Keep It 100 and Hardcore Tito and all these kind of folks. I said, why these people keep hanging around this space? Why they keep bothering people, right? It's the cry for attention. They're not being paid attention to. Big J's the same way. Nobody will pay attention to him in real life except online. And he attracts the kind of people like him, which is fine. But what do they talk about? They talk about people like us. They keep uh, jumping on me about master teacher because for a long time I didn't even acknowledge it, right? Because that's just what people called me. So I asked them, um, they call me the master teacher. What do they call you? They call you a simp. They call you ignorant. They call you all these other kind of derogatory names. I said, well, there you go. So people call me one thing, they call you another. And you mad at me because they don't call you the master teacher. Said said Big Jing thinking of things to say right now. Well, they said they said they want to come over, right? But they want attention. Y'all want attention. Why don't you guys come over and get attention? This will probably be more people than you can gather in one spot at one time at any time you do a broadcast. Why don't you come on over? Why don't you come on? Why don't y'all come over and do your broadcast on my channel? Since you want attention so bad. It's just a little channel. Okay. If you really want attention, I can go over to the bigger channel if you want attention and invite you all up. I could just let for 30 minutes, just let you talk and see what happens. Even though people probably stick yeah, 39 now. 44 now, really. That's what I'm looking at. So why don't you come on over, Big J? I know you're there, man. I know you're there. But while we're here, Big J Big J was talking about he wanted a study because they were talking about, he actually asked me about the law in Tennessee about the paternity fraud. Okay. Actually, there's one going on right now with the same thing in Maryland that they're trying to get a bill for. Was asking about a study, right? Because he didn't accept the congressman that actually, in fact, that the congressman, I think that was actually second time uh, trying to produce a bill with paternity fraud. I think the first one is 2006, state congressman, right? And whatever the reason it is right now, because of the manosphere, they're ready to push one through because they've been trying for over 20 years trying to get a bill through about paternity fraud, but now they can. But he wanted a study. Okay, and let me see if I can pull up it on my Evernote. I don't know why these people are supposed to be so brilliant. He was surrounded with all these scholars, surrounded with all these scholars, and see if I can pull it because I did find it. I found an older study. I didn't find the current study. The last one they did, I think it was 2017, 2018, right? They pulled that bad boy off the internet. It's not there anymore. So I can't find it. I think that one came out of Iowa. Iowa's actually a place where Schumacher, who was it? Schumacher, I think it's Schumacher. I think that's the name. That actually does the the fertility studies and stuff like that. They actually did a survey of all the fertility clinics, right? And what they found out was that the average of false paternity claims was like 30, like right around 30%, right? With African Americans, black people being 41%. And Melanie King said the same thing on I think it was on Pearl's thing. So I couldn't find the original study, but I think let's see if I can find it. I did. I'm sure I saved it. And in fact, yeah, this is on this. Let me go to the site, visit the source, and this is actually on PubMed. But this was done in 2006. This is not the one I was looking for. This is actually on PubMed. Okay. A national sample of U.S. paternity tests do demographics predict test outcomes. Okay. Nearly 300,000 paternity tests are performed in the United States annually to include or exclude a male as the biological father of a child. Little is known about how well the test outcomes could be predicted simply on the basis of subject social background. Our objective is to uh, document the demographic composition of test subjects and determine how well ethnic background and age predict paternity inclusion. Okay. A national database of 9,999 paternity test results were formed, weighted to represent the population of paternity establishments for cases for the United States, multiple regression, blah, 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 right? Okay. And so what the test concludes is that uh, uh, the test for paternity inclusion was in 72% of cases, right? Quick math, that means what? That means what? 28% were false paternity, right? Quick math, right? But this, okay, it varied little across ethnic and racial ethnic categories, with a low of 67% in African Americans and a high amongst Native Americans. Okay, 82%. In other words, false paternity amongst Native Americans was less than 20%, 18%, where the African Americans was 33%. Okay. This is PubMed, okay? This is documented. These are surveys. These are actually documented surveys, okay? So when he said it was only 2%, he never came up with a case study. That's why I asked him. I said, where are your numbers? Where's your source? Where's your source come from? It was from the transcripts of the bill. Okay, where? Okay, so I read the transcripts of the bill. I actually read the bill that they passed. None of that was in there. So he lied, basically. Okay, I did find the 2%. There was actually a study in um, in the Netherlands. Believe it or not, it wasn't done here. It was done in the Netherlands about Northern Europeans, right? And they didn't take what they surmise is that only time, the reason that you get such a high sample of false paternity is because these are contested cases, and most married people are well within their paternity, right? So they said it was a low of 2%. It was estimate. Okay, it wasn't, they didn't actually go and do samples, or they did genetic regression, all that kind of crap, right? And so that was in Northern Europe. That was in Northern Europe, in a very small country. Okay, with what, 7 to 10 million people? I don't think it's even 10 million people. More like 5 or 6 million people, right? Which is less than the size of Los Angeles. Talking about a country of 330 million people. But I will put this link into the chat so that you guys can peruse it as you will. But the thing is, African Americans, even back then, this is 2006, right? It's 2006 when they actually did the study. Okay, it was already 33% paternity, which actually comports with the rest of the numbers around the world. It's, you have a high in Nigeria, somewhere around 40-50%. In Jamaica, they said it's like 70 to 90%. Okay, which is insane. It's funny how when American citizens go for a child abroad, feds will mandate a paternity test. Huh? I wonder why. I wonder why. See, Big J and his acolytes would be better taking his content, the pink pill side. They won't have them because nobody likes all the hollering and screaming. They don't. But we're up to 70 people, Big J. I'm gonna challenge Big J. You want attention, man? Come do your show on my channel and see if you can get more traction. Because y'all claim that you're not being heard. Now you've been around for almost 17 years. And according to you, you haven't gained any traction. Okay, come to my channel, see if you can get some traction. You say you don't have a platform to get traction on. Okay, I dare you, come to my channel. MOT tried that, didn't work out for him. Guess what? When he went on AB Media's platform, because I was there, that he got numbers, and guess what? Most people still didn't like him. They still gave him a thumbs down. So it's not me. It's not what I'm doing. It's not what I'm doing. That's the invite. Copy. This is for you, Big J, if you're out there. If you're out there, I doubt it. You're probably running, but it's okay. Now you can get up on your platform with all 6 people and start talking, screaming and hollering. Okay. I I actually would, because I wanted to follow these people on this channel, give them a chance to respond. I actually got up there and I actually agreed with you. I actually agreed with you. And because your dislike for me is so high, or your jealousy of me is so high, that you wanted to denigrate me about being the master teacher. Okay. I don't know why that digs in your behind so much. I really don't. Why does that bother you? So this is a test. Come on up, Big J. You got 70 people watching right now. You can actually put out whatever message that you want. I will actually put myself on mute, put down my headphones. You can say whatever you want. I'll give you a good 15 minutes to say whatever you want on a big platform, a bigger platform. It's not a big platform. On a bigger platform. 15 minutes to say whatever you want. You can make your case. You can make your case. Now, you think that you screaming and hollering is some big deal, right? That you can stay in your little corner, okay, little corner of the room with the crumbs, and holler and scream, and that's supposed to make an impact. That's you by yourself when that little bitty corner is supposed to bring down the whole black manosphere, along with your cackling hens, along with your cackling hens. So there's the link. Come on up. Got 73 people watching right now. Big J got 5 likes. How many likes do I have? I want more likes than Big J. How many likes do I have? I want more likes than Big J. Got 47 likes. I have more more likes than I have people watching. And that, that's not a flex, man, because YouTube steps all over my channel, man. So I can't grow. So I can't even sweat it because you got people that started out with me, got way bigger channels. Okay. Kendra, who started out in my dojo, man, she's got a what, 110? So I got a tiny channel compared to them. So I'm not even gonna flex about that. Come on, Big J. People want to hear from you. You want to be heard. You want to be heard. Come up and be heard. Okay. You got 72 people watching. But the 2% actually found this, the article was actually in the New York Times. Okay, that's where they found it. He should have went back to his source. But he says he's going to prepare a video breaking down uh, all my arguments and shows that I'm a false, that I'm a fake. So I can't wait for that. We will review that when he puts it up. But I'm still waiting on your source, Big J. You said that it was 2%. Okay. I actually found the article you were talking about, right? And they didn't produce a study either, for the most part. I couldn't find their study either. And those were uh, genetic scientists in Europe, not here. They had uh, they had really no idea, no answer about what goes on in the United States. Okay. They had no data. They didn't show any data. Okay. But they say that the paternity test or the paternity clinics are actually a bad way to do it, is because um, they're contested. But thing is, you don't have any other data. Okay, you can't do a sample of hospitals coming in and see uh, which tests are being contested, or what's the rate of false paternity. You can't. It's the only way to do it is when people take a test. That's when you really know who's the father. Now, what you could do, what would be nice, you got 23andMe and you got all these other uh, genetic testing sites. You could go to them. That would be interesting. All the people that have families you have a huge database of this stuff, right? Of 23andMe and I forget the other ones, right? Have them do a survey, just like OkCupid and the dating sites that you did surveys, and have them do it if you really want to make that answer. But nobody will do that. Everybody's cheering for Big J. I'm surprised I got this many people to pop up on my messy channel. You guys like the mess. You guys are here for the smoke. And Miss Sunkiss said that I'm not here for the smoke. Okay, I can't take the smoke. But guess what? You said not coming to my channel. You don't want the smoke over here, because the last time you got embarrassed when you tried to go at me. But she's got a college degree, whatever it's in. I went to college. Like, going to college and getting a degree is a flex. It's a flex. And that's supposed to, no matter what my content is about, no matter how I speak, because you don't speak like you went to college, no matter what I produce, as far as content, don't put up content like you went to college. Yeah, my grandson could do the same content. He's 11. I'm at work bored out of my mind. You guys must be. Anyway. Oh, okay. It's not shadow banned yet. Okay. You know what? I mean, I've been talking to about four professors, right? And you can't believe the pressure they get in college to pass these kids because there's so much money coming in. Basically, you can't get rid of the kids because they're the money source. And that's the problem that they're finding out when they get out into business. Is that they're doing the same thing in college that they did in the grade schools, right? They're passing these kids. You can't believe the amount, because Dr. I've known Dr. J for about 6 years, right? You can't believe the stuff that he tells me, or Dr. Neil, or even Dr. Gigi, the stuff that they tell me about these kids and them trying to pass. And I have no, my heart goes out to them because they put forth the effort. Okay, but the stuff they're putting out of college right now, as far as degrees, um, is abysmal. Which is why they're not requiring degreed people outside of STEM anymore for the most part. That's why a lot of white guys are not even going to college because it's not helping them. It's not going to help them in their career path. All it's going to do is saddle them with debt, and they're not going to earn the money back. So they're ready to go take a trade. Even amongst the mess, there are good points proliferated. That also demonstrates how to take down false data, especially from these anti-manosphere. I don't understand why there's anti-manosphere channels. I really don't. I don't understand what they're trying to do. They don't have the power to do anything, right? The power they had to do something was back in the odds, right? When YouTube would take channels down, right? They don't have any power. And plus, what the voice that the Black Manosphere has, or the Manosphere has, period, man, it's global. You can't all you're trying to do now is basically throw rocks at it because it's grown. How do you throw rocks and hit a spaceship? You can't. It's useless, but it makes you feel better. I want to tell Big J, people follow me not because of anything else. They follow me is because 70% of the time I'm right. That's why they follow me. They want to see what's next, and a lot of my uh, 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 predictions, so-called analysis, are like 5, 6 years ahead of the curve because it's obvious. X plus Y equals Z. It's not hard. It's not a hard formula. If you know the patterns, you can see the patterns forming well ahead of the time before the results actually come out. Most people don't see the results until they print it, and most times the papers actually hide the stuff until a year or two later. Because this is what this channel is made for. This channel is made for the haters. Come on up, Ed, if you want to. You don't have to. Because that's what this channel is made for. But I didn't want to give them attention on my main channels, right? Because they're not designed for that. So I gave them their own channel. If you want to come down and you want to throw rocks, okay, it's better for you to throw the rocks here so that other people don't have to be attached to it. But if you come here to this channel, okay, if you come here to this channel, that means you're in for the mess. I said that at the very beginning. This is what the channel is designed for. It's for me to be petty and me to bring petty people on. Now, if you click the link and come here, that means that's what you're in for. So if that's not what you're here for and that's not what you want to hear, this is the wrong channel for you. Be just Ibmore, Black Pill Gnostic. Um, even I might even start putting stuff on my Black Gnostic, my MGTOW channel, my Black Gnostic Speaks channel. I haven't put content on there in about 2 or 3 years. But there's some things that are crossover, becoming a crossover material. I might start doing that because there is crossover material now. So I might start putting material over there. If you really want the goods, then you would be on the Patreon where we talk about real serious stuff. The real serious people who want to talk about serious stuff on my Patreon. I'm going to do my behind the wall in about 3 hours. If you really want serious stuff, where we talk about real global politics, we're talking about global economics, we're talking about national politics in a serious way. That's where it is. It's not here. This is the petty channel. Maryland's bill was effective. Okay. In other words, but the thing is, we won't get credit for the popular push to get these things done. We're not going to get credit for this, but it's okay. It doesn't matter where you get credit for or not. Do things change? Well, you didn't do it. It doesn't matter. What bill did you put up? Well, we didn't. Okay. So in other words, sauce for the goose. The odds are evens, right? It's equal. You haven't done anything. You haven't given men an alternative to actually the manosphere. All you do is throw rocks, which hasn't done any good. Really, I don't even know what their angst against the black manosphere really is, for the most part. Because you talk about women, that means you're a gynocrat. Okay, you're what we call a maggle. You follow strags, trying to get a whiff of some 3 or 4 coochie. Well, I don't know. I don't know when you sleep. I don't. The thing is, for this one, I said she said this is a petty channel. So if you're not with the petty channel, man, the petty stuff, then unsubscribe. Now, I will on occasion actually go back and forth with um, um, people's logic. So there's that. So the critics that I actually go back and forth with, as far, in fact, I'm getting ready to do it as far as because the MOT actually talked about Greg Carr. Okay, that was his idea of a PhD, right? But so when I asked Dr. T about Greg Carr and Africana Studies, they went to the same school, went through the same program, had the same degree. They know each other. One talks about democratic politics. One talks about uh, black male studies. Dr. T's actually published more than Dr. Carr. Dr. Carr's more popular because he's in with the Democratic crowd as far as voting. But Dr. Jerry Ball and him had a debate, and I actually want to review that. I probably will do that later on. But the thing is, that's a lot of this stuff is for black manosphere critics, and sometimes it's going to be very petty, and sometimes you actually will learn stuff. But it's going to be a mixed bag. But the thing is, if you want the stuff that's it may be more enlightening on this channel, you're going to have to sift through this kind of stuff. It is what it is because that's what this channel is designed for. Like when I have my BGS for Women's channel, you want to talk about men? That's not the channel I actually do it on. And a couple of guys actually talked about their angst. How come you raise men that you're not attracted to? Hey, dude, this ain't about you. It's about the women and their progress and in their beliefs and getting into their heads. And guess what? Three or four of my women that are actually on my BGS for Women's channel actually got married, including, wait for it to break down. Okay. They got married after being on my channel. Ash got married after being on my channel. And a few others got married after being on my channel. Okay. Was it Carib Carib got married after being on my channel? But some things are built for certain things, right? This one is different. Okay, you're in Germany. All right. You must be on assignment. I'm here for the petty punching down. uh, actually, I was actually agreeing with him. It's because he was talking about Hardcore Tito and the stuff that was going on with Hardcore Tito. They forgot about Hardcore Tito's past. And now they're resurrecting him to actually go at people. And actually, I said I couldn't believe it. I actually found something that me and Big J actually agree with, but that wasn't good enough. That wasn't good enough. Oh, okay, all right. I'm not going to even ask you what you do, Vector. So you're in Stuttgart, okay? Haven't done Africa material in God years. In a former life, let's put it that way. But you're in Stuttgart. When are they actually going to move Africa to Africa? It's probably too late for that now because France just pulled out, so that's probably too late for all that kind of stuff. Basically, man, I'll talk about that on my behind the wall. Went live on Tito. Yeah, I heard it was actually a disaster for him. Even Tito doesn't like him. Are you born in Stuttgart? Okay. We driving?
Yeah, what's up? It's me. Can you hear me?
I hear you. You driving?
Yeah, I'm actually going to Olive Garden.
Okay. Okay.
I'll get the pickup. Hold on, let me change this out to see if you can hear me better.
not the Cheesecake Factory.
No, I mean that ain't good for takeout.
Okay.
That's good for testing out a chick though.
My ex, my baby mama used to love Olive Garden, man. The breadsticks are actually really really good at Olive Garden, but the rest of
Yeah,
the stuff is
it's funny because women got they shit like they want to go to like they want to go to Chipotle not on a date but takeout. I'm a Mo Southwestern Grill person, and I
uh
get what the fuck I want.
man. I just go to what they call it Norms here, but it's just like a breakfast restaurant, man, a chain restaurant. I can go to Norms and get a steak, man. Pay my $20, get my T-bone steak and pancakes, man, and roll out. Okay. The hell with all this rest of the shit, man. Paying 50, $60, man. Sit down, pay my $20, pay my $5 tip, and get my steak and my pancakes and hash browns, and I roll out. All this posturing. Tebow debunked what? What did he debunk? What happened to Ed? There he is. Okay. What did he? I didn't even. What did he? What actually did he debunk? About what? Tito has a past that he's admitted, man. But
Yeah,
I,
I
I,
ain't gonna be up here long.
yeah,
I just wanted to comment on the paternity fraud.
yeah. Go ahead.
Here's the thing: they know what it is. The Europeans know what it is. One thing that kills me about white folks, and it's not just white folks. Everybody does it. Is they know what the answers are most likely are.
Hmm.
So as a result, they know what doors they kind of don't want to open if there's no political. And when I say political, I'm talking about just social control. If
Yeah,
there's no political advantage to it
yeah.
based on the narratives that they want out there, then they choose not to put certain stuff out there. I'm very aware of the fact that they have an idea of how bad stuff is or bad. They know that a lot of these chicks have been lying about paternity, and they know they've been complicit in putting babies on dudes. I'm talking about child support, a lot of the stuff that comes with it. France damn near doesn't even allow you to try to contest
No,
paternity.
they don't. They don't. Yeah, they don't.
So I don't know if that's the trade that they made for all of this social welfare or the way the work works there. But this shit's crazy. Because I'm like, I need you to make a logical argument why men like that. That is like literally one of the most gynocentric things. That's one of the most matriarchal like mentalities. I don't understand how you can even make that case. Like I would love for somebody to make the case for why a man does not need to know who his father children.
Oh, because he won't support the kid. That's why. It has nothing to do with the man. It's the state. The state wants kids supported. And they
so that's the only thing, but that has nothing to do with the men, and that's on the men for even tolerating that, because a government that operates like that shouldn't exist. Like once you start thinking like that, you don't need to be there. And then I know that sounds like real revolutionary, but I mean, obviously, I'm talking about politicians. And that's on the men for letting it get that bad. But they do a lot of crazy shit with how they get their money in Africa. I mean, France should have been like, you know. So, but yeah, so it's just like that. I mean, that's why when I was putting that out there here, talking about do women believe that men have a right to know what their kids is? I mean, these are questions that women don't like to be asked, or even these purple pillars don't like to ask women because they don't want the answers. And this is what it makes you complicit in the BS. There is no way to get this shit righted on the right track, and you're doing it under deception. It's not going to happen. Dudes are looking now. So you're going to have to come clean with a lot of this stuff. You can pick what order or how the speed at which you do it. But this thing where you think that people are just going to stop asking questions, unless the government gets violent, that's not going to happen.
Right.
And they'll take violence against white men too. It's not enough black men. They got black men for the most part under control. If white men are asking, that's the problem.
Yeah.
So are you really? And it ain't just some David Koresh type white dudes. So are you really willing to get violent with normal white dudes? And they know they're not, because they're gonna lose that fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's the problem now, is that the white men are they're not violent, they're quitting, and that's the problem. They won't support families and
you can't, and that's true. And you know what? That's actually a good point. You can't meet violence with what they call apathy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or when you say you can't fuck it, you can't do a violent response for fuck it, because you still at some level have to justify the violent response. Well, why are we getting violent? Because they said fuck it.
When you gonna get violence against men that refuse to try? How do you do that?
Yeah.
They can't.
And not look oppressive as hell. And you can't do it with white folks.
Well, or Asians or Middle Easterners.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you can't. Oh, yeah, that's true. Because in China, well, you know, they'll try. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. No, like I told Stardust and all the MGTOWs that the MGTOWs are gonna grow as soon as the soil is right. And basically after COVID, man, a lot of these guys found out that they didn't need pussy to actually survive, and they said fuck it.
Well, and you know, it's funny because there was a video that I watched, a really good video. It was a white guy, you know, these doctor videos, these type of videos that maybe older people in certain situations will watch. And it was a 30-minute video, very good video, talking about like sugar. And it says like, after you watch this video, you won't want sugar, warning, disclaimer. And it's not that bad a video. Basically, it goes through 30 days without sugar, what that's going to do to your body, and talk about how sugar, and this is a doctor saying this, like sugar's an addiction.
It is.
People don't frame it,
It is, yeah. But
they don't frame it that way, but it's an addiction. So you're going to go through, I'm going to say this and I'm done. You're going to go through withdrawal. You'll go through withdrawal symptoms and blah, blah, blah. And then and they basically mapped out week 1, week 2, generally what you can expect. But at the end of the day, you'll get to the point where even normal stuff tastes funny because they put, you know, the perfect combination of sugar, salt, and flour. I already knew that. Yeah. Sugar, salt, and flour in there. And basically, like, normal fruit will actually taste normal, and then sweet food would actually, you won't like it because your body is adjusted to that. And then they talked about fat adaptivity because sugar's carbs, even regular, you know, pasta and stuff, which is why I'm talking about going to Olive Garden. It's still carbs and sugar. Yeah. And yeah, it's a very good video, especially saying you can actually reverse. I don't have diabetes, but you can reverse a pre-diabetic state. Let's say that. And they don't talk about that. So my point is, that's the same thing is sexual responses too. And people would say, "Oh, that's crazy." Yeah, well, if you get into a certain age, that may be true in your 20s, but when you get to a certain age, your testosterone does go down. So this is not just some MGTOW makeup shit. It's not. This is why older men tend to have more leverage because they can think more clearly and they have money and more established. It's not just the money and establishment. They don't have as much leverage. I'm done. So if he wants to come back up, he can. I just want to put that out there.
Well, if he wants to come back up, that's up to him. But basically, if he's watching, I got 107 people watching, Big J. You at your max. You only had 6 people watching before I got on in the chat, right? After I got there, you had 20, 22? Just by me showing up in your chat. Okay? In your chat.
Yeah.
Are you down for the petty, Vector?
Yeah, man. I catch what I can catch, so yeah, I'm down with it. What's
Big
up?
J, why are you out, Big J? You know, you want your 15 minutes of fame, I'm gonna give it to you. Why are you running? I told you, I'm gonna give you 15 minutes. You got 107 people watching to get out whatever you want to get out. You can do your whole. In fact, I'll tell you this, Big J. You can actually go to your peoples, do your whole show. I'll give you 30 minutes. Do your whole show on my channel, and see what your response is. Okay, that's a challenge. I will mute myself. I'll take myself off the stage. Do your whole show on my channel and see what kind of response you get. You can't get this kind of response anyplace else. Okay, I'm giving you a deal.
Yeah, that paternity shit, they can go to hell with that.
That was me, Don Club. It won't talk about sugar because he was here first, Negro.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much. This is a fill-in commercial shit. Most of y'all talk about. All I talk about is women anyway.
Yeah, you're talking about Dr. Ken Stenberg.
It was somebody. I forget. I saved the video because it's a really good video. Because it was
a white guy or a black guy.
Yeah, it was a white guy.
Gary,
it was a white guy, bald. I forget. It was a good video.
Gary No talked about that back in the mid '80s. Man, it's not new.
It looked like an old. Yeah, it's not like new information. It just conceptualizes a lot of in a good. Some videos they do a good job. Like Professor Black Truth has a 20-minute video talking about black women you're fired, and I'm so angry you got rid of that video or it got lost. So that's like if you need to know why the black men
now you get more super chats than he has.
In 20 minutes, if you need 20 minutes to know why this space exists and what the grievances we had, he did it all in 20 minutes. So I was like, God damn, I still can't find it. Shout out to PBT because he's been doing this stuff, checking, a lot of his media stuff. He finally relented and be like, Negroes, I need to talk what I talk from the perspective of this media shit. A, to get these people to look at this the right way, and B, because this is what these niggas gonna do anyway. So shout out to him for adjusting. You know how older folks do. They tend to stay, heels planet. And his channel's growing. Professor Black Truth is like at 115, and they killed this channel about 3 times.
Yeah. You know what? What pisses me off? They have never taken any of my channels, right? But the thing is, they suppress me
because they don't want to make you a martyr. You got whoever's running your shit is smart.
Yeah.
They probably don't kill it. Just turn the volume down on it. Slow it down. They don't even unsubscribe a lot of people from you. I don't think
they still do. They subscribe 50% of my subscribers.
Oh, they definitely do that, and they hide your notifications too.
Yeah.
But you know how to get around that, BDS, and that's probably something I might look into.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay.
Email.
Okay.
Get everybody on the email list. Like, for instance, you could, even MailChimp is free up to 2,000. Like, you got enough people to support. Remember, that's what happened with the Kendra G situation. When it wasn't her, it was that nigga behind her we didn't know. But we told her what it was, and she's at 110, so she's good. So,
yeah,
that's good for her.
Well,
certain people.
She's married to the dude, so evidently. So.
Okay. Well, even more better for her. I still don't try. I don't know him. It ain't about trust. I don't know him.
Yeah.
And it's too much stuff that's happening in this space.
Married? Okay.
But like.
Yeah, she married.
But yeah.
Islamic.
Kudos to both of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Kendra. Yeah. So.
But with the email list, that gets you around all of that. I mean, the problem with Discord is Discord people act up a lot. You could do a Telegram broadcast too, but everybody don't really mess with Telegram like that. So the biggest thing really, people AB sends emails, so just get an email list, and that way if you send a broadcast, you could, whether it's when you're about to go or once you've been going, that gets around all the notifications, all the BS. And I wouldn't say that for everybody technically should have an email list, but the reality is you have a certain audience that will mess with you. The way you run your stuff is kind of like if you had a newsletter. You know how it's like this news, like this is a newsletter from this guy, some really good stuff, some stuff you're not gonna hear. It's put out a certain type of way, and that's how you kind of you do your channel anyway.
Yeah.
So it actually will work out, and it's not the type of thing you gotta type in and key in a whole bunch of things. You can just pretty much put the link saying I'm live or check this video out. I was doing this, and that's it. It ain't got to be no long emails or anything.
Yeah.
It's just another vector for them to get to you. And like I said, MailChimp is free up to 2,000, but there's other ones. So, and I can definitely, it ain't nothing to run that because I run my own stuff. But that's something
because all my core people don't even want me on YouTube anymore.
Right,
and that's another way that if you ever made that decision, that's another way to do that. Another thing that's good about the newsletter too is if you wanted to talk about some shit you really don't want nobody seeing, and you don't even want Patreon to do that, that's what it is. If you always upload videos unlisted, you can do live unlisted.
Oh,
and then it just you.
Well, StreamYard has webinars, man, on their servers. So
yeah, completely off YouTube, and you don't have to.
Yeah, and that's another thing. If you wanted to do more Zoom stuff,
you're already doing that, right? Because I know I get emails from Gigi when you guys are doing the doing the Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time, yeah.
Yeah, so people, I'm sure they got email newsletters too, Tia-san and all of them. And YouTube will send emails, obviously, in the social box. But this allows you to do different stuff. So if it's stuff that you see, like technically the young people use Discord this way. But the problem with Discord is people like to hack it. People like to get in there and do stupid stuff. People just like to do dumb stuff versus email is like a one-way hit. And then when people are responding to you, they can respond to you by replying to the email. Just reply to your email and then, it's that.
Well, that's Tim Ferriss, though, Big Drama Bear.
So there's control in that.
Tim Ferriss is in a different category, all right? I ain't him.
Yeah, Tim Ferriss. Yeah. That's well, yeah. He popularized, but he's not the first person to deal with email. But that's the internet marketer thing. But like we live in an age now that every business should have it. I mean, every business should have that stuff. It's not saying it's a business, but it's not just this. Is BGS runs this stuff more for educational purposes. So even when you look at how people do stuff for educational purposes, email is still because everybody has it. And if people are serious about signing, it's not like you're offering a product. So people are not going to sit here and sign you up with BS email. You don't gotta. I mean, shout out to Sub-Zero. Look, Sub-Zero made a lot of money off that IT school stuff, and he did a lot of value because with Sub-Zero, people can get mad at what he was on or had their own opinions, but Sub-Zero was actually teaching people how to talk in these interviews to actually get jobs. So Sub-Zero was not telling people BS that they couldn't use. He wanted to get you employed, and he did, and it was successful with that. I know there's like controversy with that, whatever. He was successful, people paid, and they got hired. My point is, he had an ugly ass, his website was ugly as hell, ugly as fuck. And that just to tell you the strength of what his information was because it was effective because they didn't care about that. But he also ran it via email. So this is how he did his classes, did what he did, blah, blah, blah. So it's not just your stuff. Obviously, people you care about like Dr. Tia-san and stuff. And so if you build a list like that up, that list actually has a lot more cachet than even a subscribership. Because YouTube and Facebook still have to give you permission to see your people and they can play games. So the email list, as long as people are not just, marking yourself as spam, which you're not going to because it's educational purposes, you have way more control. When you come with that cachet and they know they're talking to you, they're talking to your list. And quite frankly, even if you have something like 5,000, 6,000, and I'm pretty sure we can get it to 15, 10, 15, 20. Then it doesn't matter what YouTube does. This is also how a lot of these followers can go from YouTube to TikTok and different places and build their stuff up and have much engagement. Also, as you do your stuff more streaming daily anyway, that'll build up the live stream numbers. So now there's consistency, at least in how they interact with you. So
the live streams, the Black Pill days were actually for the PhDs, right? Because in the beginning, I do my show at 2. Gigi would do his show at like 3:30, and the doc should have followed at like 5:30, right? Like a lineup, a daily lineup, right? But thing is, they got busy. So basically,
Mhm.
the reason for the Black Pill Daily kind of evaporated. But the thing is, they're already doing it. That's why. How come I keep doing it? Because people actually expect it. But that's what it was actually for. It wasn't actually for me. It was actually for them. Actually get more.
Yeah, so that's it. So email allows you to do a lot of
Yeah.
different stuff. It's something we should have probably been doing. I'll probably
Yeah.
talk to you more behind the scenes about that
Okay.
because I use Get Response. That's my favorite one because Get Response you can put together squeeze pages as well within the platform. So and also there's a free version to Get Response up to 500 folks anyway. And so you can is this like videos and stuff? You want to have like
Uh
links under there for like you can do this
Mhm.
stuff on YouTube, but when you take YouTube out of it from a control standpoint, I'm
huh.
not saying to leave YouTube, but it's always have backup options with the way they act, especially with these weirdo women. You have an email that has like links to certain like studies and stuff.
Yeah.
And these are things I can kind of help put together because I'm really tired of these people talk about where's the data, and when you give them the data, they misread the stats.
Yeah.
That's what getting me the man pissed off, to be honest with you. Like that 80% stat where
Yeah.
they said 80% of black men have kids. It's like, yo, this is why I was like, y'all can't be educated because it's not just like blue collar or low level women saying that. It's educated women
I
saying that,
know,
and that
and that's
threw
and
me
and that's
off.
that's the problem. You got people like
Yeah,
Kim Cross. They give them out bad data.
yeah, so I'm sitting here assuming, oh, you're educated. So I'm assuming if you say it, okay, it must be real because you're reading the stat like it's a stat. And then one dude had to correct me, say, no, 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 that's wrong for this. I said, my dumb ass, this is what I get for listening to black women. Because that's the only time I've looked really stupid. I'm like, wow. And I didn't believe the 80% stat. Certain stats, if you have a certain level of intelligence or education, if somebody says something, like even that 2% thing you just said, you
Yeah.
just know that's not true. It's
Yeah.
not true in the observable world.
No.
And so then it's like, okay, let's show why it's not true. And that's when you said, oh, they don't have the data. They're making a theory based on
Their
what
ass.
their data supposedly is. I don't believe that in Europe because Europe, them white women be playing there. That's why I brought up France. But in them Nordic countries, they be running the same play.
Yep.
It's just not illegal to contest it, but they don't. No, I don't believe that in Northern Europe it's 2%. That's a lie. I don't believe it's 2% for marriages. Is it they don't check?
They don't check.
Mm.
Well, but the thing is that's I think that's why they're afraid of the paternity testing at birth is because now you will have hard data.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
That's
when you have hard data, oh my God, like if you know they're lying, because what that does is that proves to you they're lying
yeah,
because you're going on what the woman says.
yeah,
It's not either you're a whore or you're lying.
yeah.
Pick
Which
pick one
which is
Yep.
why
or
which
you're
is
both.
why France outlaws that is because they don't want people to know.
And that's on the Frenchmen. Like y'all should. Like, I don't even get why. It's got to be a deal that they're content with as
Yeah,
to why they like because France don't work like that. They
and
don't
and
have the same kind of work habits we do, and even in
I,
other
I
European countries.
and I think their family courts work differently than ours. Our family courts actually punitive, so most guys wouldn't even give a shit if they didn't have to pay for the
In
kid.
what
They
in
wouldn't
what
give a
sense
shit. But
though, BJ?
huh?
In, in what sense? Ed, I'm a little confused for the Europe part. I mean,
No, for
you
France.
got so many social.
It's not just Europe, it's just France. France alone. It's
The
France.
Oh, okay.
socialist countries, when it comes to paternity fraud and shit, that's one thing about the socialist shit. Like these women, once you get the Canadian MGTOWs were really sounding an alarm on that. Like, because they deal with socialism, and once you start doing that, like they start because it's weird. But the Europeans, they are a lot worse. People think because it's white people they cool. Nah,
Nah,
their
this one
shit
is
is
much worse.
crazy.
But they don't. But they don't care. As the difference is with the socialism when having kids, like say for here in Germany, it's instance here in Germany, right?
Mm,
They're already paying 52% taxes, whether they single,
yeah,
married, got kids or whatnot.
right.
So if you get hit with a child here, it's like okay, well, whatever. It's not that big.
It's yeah,
It's no difference. I'm still paying the taxes,
yeah.
and
Okay.
and the And for the most part, the government is still
basically,
providing public health care and
all that
providing
stuff
the
for the kids.
education for the kids. So
Yeah.
Okay, so they're
it's
not
not
extracting it from men. It's
They,
technically everybody paying that. So if you're a woman and
exactly.
you working, you paying. Okay,
exactly.
there you go. Like I said, we got manosphere folks everywhere. My
Yeah.
point is though, Americans don't understand that because I mean, could you imagine if Passport Bros went to Europe? You see how crazy they went with us just talking about melanated places. But anyway,
Mhm.
we don't think about that
They
here.
are here. They are here, Ed,
Well,
and it's
is not promoted.
it's the reverse. Well, yeah, it's
No,
actually the reverse of what we got going on in the States. Is in Europe, they're bringing in immigrants to have children because they need people to feed the tax system.
yeah,
So
well,
just
and taxes also work the work system too, because you don't
right.
have people to
So
survive.
just how we're bringing in immigrants in the States to
Yeah,
to supplement the
yeah,
low income work, they're bringing in people. I mean, you see a lot of dudes who want African women. They can come here to Europe, man. Europeans, they are all up in Africa trying to get women to come in
Get
here
out
and
of
have
there.
babies.
Get out of there.
okay, the thing is, and this is where Quigley's work comes in, right? Okay, once you pass the B cycle, okay, you start to lose power, and what's gonna happen is a larger, faster growing society will overtake you. Okay, that's what they're working off
Yes,
of. Okay, and
yes,
basically, Europe's population probably peaked back in the 80s.
Mhm.
That's like I'm gonna have to import people. In fact, you go to the UN website. That's why they're stealing. Well, France has been stealing children since the 40s. Okay, they lost so many
well, you
men.
can even even if you guys just follow, sporting events, Olympic sporting events. If you
Yeah,
look at some of these European countries, 80% of their athletes are African.
or
Like
African.
you'll see Great Britain track and field or France track and field. They're all Africans.
Yeah, there's some white people. Well, a lot of white people are afraid of it, right? But in other words, you won't be a white society anymore, right? But saying that's
Yeah.
better than being uh, killing your whole society. That's the problem. So
Yep.
they made the
Yeah,
decision.
that's like the
If
political discourse. Yeah, so it's
if you go to Korea, you go to Singapore, you go to Japan, right? They decided against that, right? That's like we have cities in Japan that don't have people. Okay,
Yes.
what happens?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
that's crazy.
that's one of the great enigmas of Brexit, right? Because the rest of Europe has kind of accepted that they're mixing, whereas the British are kind of like, we got
the,
all of these non-white people living better than us
oh
in our
no.
own country.
Why do you think Prince Harry married what's her name?
Megan.
Meghan Markle.
Megan.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you see her train? Did you see her train in the wedding with 50 countries on her train? Okay,
Yes.
they're trying to form their own union. That's what they have to mix. Okay, they got to mix. They don't have a choice, but they want to do it on their
Yeah,
time.
what you're dealing with is the lower class whites that don't really understand that versus the folks that they're thinking like they gotta think long term. You know, as far as whether it's aristocrats, whether it's military people, they gotta think in a different way, and that's what's interesting about some of the stuff Megan was saying. But yeah, it's crazy. I think Europe is a little bit overrated. Europe ain't what I mean. You got Poland really coming up like gangbusters, but
Not
they've
really.
been fucked for the long. Well, they compared to what they used to be.
Once that pipeline was burst in Germany, basically the European Union is pretty much dead. Okay, it's just a matter of
Yeah. So yeah.
they're,
Well, yeah. So like,
they're
yeah,
dead.
Europe is
They're dead.
overrated. Italy. Yeah.
Once the BRICS, you have 28 countries ready to join the BRICS, right? Okay, right now,
Mhm.
okay. On the next round, 28 countries ready to join the BRICS, right? Europe's power is over. There's no more
I
white
didn't. You know
supremacy
what,
left.
BGS? I didn't think about that. You're right. We always talk about American and the dollar. I mean, America is gonna be fine because of where we're geopolitically like structured. You
These
know, obviously
knuckleheads in
power
charge.
may be diminished, but
How do you describe fine though?
well, compare. This is what my main thing was, and I'll kind of answer that question too.
Okay.
We never talk about like you do mention it, but I don't think it hits with like how bad Europe is in the situation. Like Europe's power is actually completely about to be marginalized
Mhm.
because that's what the BRICS is really going to extract from. The dollar is not going to have overwhelming dominance, but the dollar is still going to be a factor. Europe is in a position where they might not even be a factor. So I guess that's what I mean by fine, as in
hold on. What
not
makes you
being
say
a
that?
non-factor.
Hold on. Let him finish. Let him finish. Go ahead.
Okay,
Finish.
Well, what I'm saying is, who do you think the BRICS countries are going to affect in a more negative way? The United States or Europe?
Both, actually, but
both,
with different ways.
Who do you think
both.
is going to take the worst hit?
And Europe will take. Europe's going to
Well,
take
it
the
won't
most
be
piece
Europe
of
as
it.
a whole. It'll be mostly just
Oh,
France.
no. Europe's going to take a
That's
piece of
where I
it overall.
disagree. It's going to be, I think Europe is going to take a much bigger hit as far as their power. The United States just won't be able to have the veto, it's I'm white, not say so, period vote. They're
What
going
what
to have to act, but Europe, they've already been on the decline even
what are
before the BRICS.
what are the three legs that Europe actually stands on? Europe, the EU stands on right now. What are the three legs?
Germany, France,
No. I
Germany.
and,
want Vector to answer that.
oh, my bad.
it's
All right,
it's
I'm
here.
eating.
It's here. Germany, UK, and
France.
different. Well, yeah, but the thing. So
Well, name me another country that
France.
they do. No.
No, no,
Name me
no,
another,
no.
no. Name me another country.
No, you're right. You're right. But what I'm saying is this: like,
Mm-hmm.
as someone who's been boots on the ground in Niger, and we're actually going back in there. The um,
Maybe.
the thing is, it's not just financial, but it's also militarily, right? So
Okay.
the
Who's going?
us and the UK
Uh
are
huh.
still going to maintain the military influence, even if we lose the financial influence.
Okay.
Whereas
Uh,
France is
uh,
going to lose both.
who's
France is losing military and
who white people do not fight well in sub-Saharan climates, right? Who's gonna go down there and fight? How many troops you gonna send down there that are white?
oh, it's plenty of white boys
Where
for
they at?
us. I don't know.
No. Where they at?
Oh, they're here.
How many?
Oh,
I mean,
and on the continent, oh, they're there. I mean,
what?
I'm
What?
not at liberty to say that on this
No,
panel, but
you don't have
they're
the liberty to
around.
say. In other words, actually control and basically counter the BRICS because now you have weapons coming in from China, from Russia, from Iran, from all the other places, right? So,
Right.
so
And this and
hold
okay.
on. I
No, I'm just
sauce for the
go ahead.
goose. The odds are even, right? Okay.
Yes.
So, in other words, the one thing that changed my mind about how warfare is, especially boots on the ground, was Daughters of the Trade, right? Okay,
hmm
white men get sick in that climate, especially when they have to fight. That's how come they don't. That's how you don't have white troops down there in sub-Saharan climates like that.
So let me. So again, firsthand, the the troops are still there. You got to remember that we as Americans, I think Don Calypso was actually bringing this up in the chat,
Okay,
that the United States is different from Europe, whereas Africans, we actually go in there and we actually train and give them shit, where the Europeans are in there and they ain't giving them shit. So, for instance, with Niger, they were in a hurry to get France out of there, but they were in a hurry to get us out of there. But we were there to support France, right? So it's only a matter of time. Once the French influence is completely out, they're going to invite the Americans back in. They're not
okay,
just going to turn all of their military might over to Russia and
or
China, because
who?
we still have. What I'm saying is we
And
still have.
but
Listen,
that's not what we were talking
Hold
about.
on, Ed. Hold on, Ed.
hold
So
on.
it's especially with the
Game it
Black
out.
American.
I know you're wrong, but game it out. Go ahead, game it out for
No,
me.
I'm saying especially with us, the Black Americans being part of the military power,
Hmm.
and us having the boots on the ground. So it's not just white boys; it's us Black American troops are boots on the ground in Africa too, and it's a lot of Africans who have gotten their American citizenship by joining the U.S. military who are also on the ground.
So how come they didn't do that in 2002, 2003 when Colin Powell asked them to do it?
Because we still have, so this is what I was saying to Don Calypso, we still have so many ties with Europe as far as our agreements with Europe, NATO, and
No. That's not the question
we
I
can't
asked.
step on their
No,
we
no,
can't
no, no,
step on our
no,
own allies' toes.
no. That's not the question I asked you, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
so what's the question? Yes, I'm sorry, I
How
didn't
come
understand.
Colin Powell didn't? He actually wanted Black American troops as part of AFRICOM, okay, and bring them over, okay. They refused to do it. How come they didn't do it back in
And
2003 before
in
China
what way
broke?
are you saying that, BJ? They refuse to do it how?
They refused to actually do make up AFRICOM out of African American troops. Okay, they refused to do it. Colin Powell told me about that.
Not from what I've been seeing over the last 8 years. I've been
Uh,
working for Africa on the
okay,
continent, bro. I was in
okay.
Djibouti for five
Uh,
years.
in 8 years, I'm talking. Okay, Words are important. 2003. Were you there in
Not
2003?
2015.
No.
Basically,
Well, so I don't have an answer for your question.
had you done it in 2003, you wouldn't have a China and a BRICS problem. Okay, BRICS hadn't even been formed yet. Your African country would not have walked out of the deals with in Lisbon in 2007. 52 African countries said China's giving us a better deal in 2007. Basically, Libya was going to push the Europeans completely out, including the Americans, and take the Chinese deal. Okay,
correct.
I've been doing this a long time. So the reason that Niger and all these people are popping off, are popping off now is because what happened, okay? What happened in Ukraine? I shouldn't even be talking about this on this channel, okay? What happened in Ukraine, right? Especially with the sanctions. Who's the bankers of the world? The UK and the United States. Guess what they did to Russia and other people? They took their money. Now, why should you trust these people with your assets?
But that's France. That's
why
not
should
UK
you,
and
no,
US.
Why should you trust these people with your assets?
Which assets, BJ?
The 300 billion of assets that the United States sanctioned against Russia. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
So how does that factor into Africa, though?
Okay.
No, I'm trying to understand what you're asking me because
okay, dude. This
so you're at what I'm. This is what I'm saying. Your question.
This is going to take too long. Okay.
Okay.
If you're up on it, then you understand what I'm saying. Okay, but you're not up on it, so this is going to take way too long. Okay.
Well, no, we're just talking about two different time frames. You're talking about before my time.
No.
Here.
What they say, the past is never dead and buried, right?
No, I understand that. I'm just saying I didn't have an answer directly for your question because you were talking about
what's going on in Ukraine, what was going on in Syria back in 2010, 2011, right? You just put the guy that was part of that milieu back in office in 2020, okay, or 2021. Same guy, the same people doing the same shit that they were doing back in 2012, 2011, and 2014. The same shit, okay?
Understood. And what I'm saying is that you're not acknowledging is that the reason a lot of stuff hasn't been done is because we still have to honor agreements with the EU. Just because we didn't do it wasn't because we didn't want to do it. It's because we couldn't step on our own allies' toes. That's what I was saying.
Okay, man.
As somebody that, because I'm the one that originally brought the argument up.
Yeah.
Where it got off the train is Vector.
I got one thing to say to you, Vector. Bullshit. Go back and do some more homework, man.
Well, if somebody hold on. Somebody that's a geopolitical novice, because I'm the first person that first brought this part of it up. I said that Europe is got way more to lose and to take way more of a hit.
That's what he.
Remember, America can still bring their manufacturing.
We agreed.
Yeah, no. Well, you said Europe wouldn't take a bigger hit. That's how we got on this train. And then basically, what your arguments are arguing against BGS. You're right. We're agreeing with what I said. Which I was like, now we're talking about the arguments with BGS was like why it's happening. And BGS is talking about what they should have did in 2003, which I understand.
Okay, hold on a second. Vector, no. Hush for a second, Vector. Why should Africans choose the U.S. and the West over Russia and China and the BRICS?
Because one, we already have infrastructure there. Two, we've already been providing them training.
What infrastructure?
That's American, not European.
Go back and look at it, man. Go back and prove that stuff because China just invested like 1.5.
Oh no, no. I'm talking. Okay, are we talking militarily or are we talking?
Vector, I'm talking. Okay, don't cut me off. All right.
You asked me a question, BJ.
No. Okay, man. Answer the question. Okay, answer the question.
You asked me a question.
What question? I was the rhetorical question, right? Okay. And China, the East African corridor by itself in 2013, man, has put more into Africa than America or Europe
period.
alone in the last 10 years. What are you talking about?
I was in
This
Africa
is okay. Is
2010.
that rhetorical or is that you want me to
No,
answer?
answer it.
BGS,
Show
can I
me.
answer the question?
No. Hold on. Show me the numbers, Vector. Show me the numbers. Where they at?
So again, we're talking infrastructure versus military, right? Infrastructure, yes. Chinese, I mean, shit. Even in Djibouti, they built railroad from Djibouti into Addis, so that's Ethiopia to Djibouti. They got building all type of shit from Mombasa to Nairobi, all up and through Kenya, right? The East
You talk
African
about the
corridor, yeah.
Chinese.
No.
But
Hold on.
the Chinese. Cause well, no, that's the question. BJS asked, why should
No,
they
I'm saying
choose the
that for the
United States?
audience.
It
Ed,
would.
Yeah,
Ed,
man.
Hold
BGS
on.
asked me why should Africa choose America
Vector,
over Russia and China, right?
Vector. What
So
I
I'm
need,
telling you what
Vector,
China has done and
Vector,
what we have done.
Vector. Listen,
Yes.
okay? It's my channel, okay? Listen. Don't talk to host, okay? Stop going back and forth with Ed. Number one, okay? Now, militarily, how much have they contributed militarily into Africa? How much?
I'm trying to answer
we
that.
No.
We got 3 bases in Kenya. We got a base in Uganda. We got 2 bases in Somalia. We got the base in Djibouti. We got 2 bases in Ethiopia, and we got 1 in Uganda.
How does that help the Africans?
All of them are
that.
on the airports. All of them are using the airport strips, just like in Niger. Our base in Niger is on the backside of the national airport in Niamey. So it's the airport infrastructure. It's the security.
Security of what?
It's counterterrorism with Al Shabaab and
who's
right now the Houthis. We're clearing up the canal in the Red Sea with the Houthis.
Israel.
You ain't cleared up nothing in the Red Sea.
BGS, can I speak about it, man?
Go ahead.
I told you before. You know why my father-in-law is never deployed to the Middle East, right? You know that.
Yeah.
But guess where he's been? Every country that you specified that all have tanks on their landmass now. Because I'll say that behind the wall. But BGS, you know where I'm going.
Yeah.
So if you look at where they have tanks, they have landing strips, they have all that. And it kind of makes sense to what they're actually protecting. So they don't care if China takes South Africa, have it. But you're not crossing this line.
They do care.
They do care, brother.
I know they care. But they're not crossing this line. But
well, that's what I'm saying.
Just look at that North Africa.
Hold on, Jose.
And when you see when they got the contracts in 2003, they didn't have that. BGS knows where I grew up. Some of the time, all those guys that were retired vets, tankers, airmen, helicopter guys. Did you see what kind of contracts they got in 2010, 2012, all the way up to now? Guys that were making $10 an hour to making 150 to 250K just running over there for a few months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my father-in-law.
Yeah, I know.
He straight up trains everybody from that whole North Africa region to Middle East. Yeah, pretty much. And this is a guy that never had to deploy, and BGS knows why, to the Middle East.
I know. Yeah, got to remember, I work with a lot of these people, man. Okay, I work with a lot of these people that actually went over there. A lot of ex-military people. I know at least 10 special forces guys personally. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? A lot of these people, well before this.
BGS sounds muted.
And all those guys were making $10 when they got out of the military and got that contract, and was making $250. Bare minimum $80K.
Yeah, I know. In fact, I actually told Charles and a few other people, you want to make money, that's where you go. Okay, you really want to make some money? If you want to do that kind of stuff. In fact, there's guys that are part of this system, part of my subs that actually do this kind of stuff. They just won't say it. Okay.
I said, BGS, I've been telling you for years. I was 3 years in Iraq, 2 years in Kuwait, 5 years in Africom, 1 year in Jordan.
That's different.
Vector.
That's different.
Vector.
I've been all over and seen it all.
Vector. Okay, there's guys that go on special assignments. There may be have special forces experience.
BGS, I worked for special forces. I was in Diffa and Wallam in Niamey 2 years ago. Special forces, bro.
Can you shut
up? I worked for special forces.
Can you shut up for a second? Okay.
Say that behind the wall anyway, not here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. I believe my own eyes, man.
Vector. Okay, I know these guys will tell me what they do behind the scenes. They won't come up on this panel. Okay, tons of them.
Yeah.
Tons of them. I could actually identify them, but I won't. Okay, they won't say where they go or what they do, what missions they're on. Okay, they won't say who even they work for. Okay, lots of guys. Sometimes I actually have consultations with
They
those
want
guys. They won't say, and they can't say. If you're saying publicly, if you're saying this in open air, that means you're not one of those guys.
You're not one of those
Oh,
guys.
stop, BGS. Come on now.
I'm not.
I don't hold
No,
a gun,
serious.
but I do support.
Come on,
Come
that's
on,
no
man.
different. Come on, bro.
Look, BGS, hit up Gigi. Hit up Gigi. Gigi has my LinkedIn, my personal information. All of it's right there. You guys go back and forth for Young Grizzly. I do IT support. I got my IT degree from WGU. I do all of that stuff, and I do the support for the military.
We ain't talking about
I do it for the military.
We ain't talking about IT support. We ain't talking about those guys.
We are not talking about IT support, Vector.
How do you
not
think?
Not only that.
Do you think Special Forces does all their stuff from root to tutor? You think they don't have contractors?
Vector, give me a favor. Just be quiet, bro. Be quiet.
I mean, y'all like you got all of this high tech in the military. Y'all think that every person that carries a gun is
check it out. I'm not telling you to be quiet.
Routers and switches. Come on now, stop.
I'm not telling you to be quiet. I'm telling you to be quiet for your information. That's why I'm telling you to be quiet. Yeah.
I'm not giving any information.
No, you've said enough. You said enough. Like, hey, I said BGS. You know why my father-in-law has never deployed to the Middle East, even though he was stationed at the base that has, you're going somewhere. He was stationed there more than 20 years. Been in the military more than 20 years, never deployed to there. Do you know why? Oh, but he's trained all those people on that northern border all the way down to fucking Ethiopia for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay? Like don't talk about your special forces and certain things. You do it behind the wall, not here, bro.
Yeah. In fact, my first foray into YouTube is because a guy in Korea that worked for the DOD in Korea, right, in South Korea, actually wanted me to do an analysis of Quigley's Tragedy and Hope, especially the first 6 chapters, right? Because his people didn't understand how this system actually works. Okay, had to break it down for him. That was 2013, right? Some of that stuff a lot of that stuff is actually on my BGS books channel, right? The I think I did like maybe 20 videos on that shit, right? Okay. In fact, one of my subs, he actually ex-military, right? Engineer. IT makes like $500,000 a year, right? He actually used some of that stuff to actually get contracts. I'm not telling you stuff. I'm actually doing you guys a favor by doing this kind of stuff, because most of the people that really want to get deep off into this stuff, they don't even want me actually on open air. Okay, so actually reveal what they do.
I got a question, BJ.
Go ahead. Even though this is not what this was for. But go ahead.
You've heard of Title 50, correct?
Title
50.
No. Okay. Not. I'm not familiar.
Okay. So I'll give a brief breakdown. So Title 50 is like basically allows the intelligence groups, right? That has their own special entity to do things that are not privy with military military law. Like, so okay, that's like using, Vector says what he was claiming, right? Basically Title 50 allows subcontractors to do what the military the special forces are not allowed to do, right?
Yeah.
So when I hear someone who, and I've met, and I have some people who worked in that part of the division say like, yo, I was this, I'm like, bro, you trust me, as you said, BJS, if you were, you would not disclose, even have these discussions on these.
They wouldn't even be up on.
They wouldn't be up on him, man.
On here, they wouldn't.
It's just like anything. Just like one of my partners who did the accounting for the military. There's the regular budget and there's
Yeah.
the black
The
budget.
black budget. Yeah.
And again, Vector, you were on the regular budget. The
Yeah.
black budget, you
Yeah.
definitely wasn't on.
You want to know? Yeah. That's why I know. The guys that will hit me up behind the scenes. Yeah, you know, I'm one of those guys, and they mask their identity and all that kind of shit. Those are the guys I know they're actually in the real shit, because what we say here actually shows up in the real world.
Well, I just wanted to, you know, cause and I get, you know, what Vector's doing. Nobody's really trying to question your credibility. That's
No.
where stuff kind of goes in the weeds on this stuff. Cause I get what Vector is trying to do, you know. And when I say that, I don't mean in a bad way. He's trying to establish, look, I've been on the ground. This. I know, and I get that. And
but I've been doing this public work.
Well, I'm not saying I understand that.
But for 21 years, okay.
No, I understand that too, and that's what that becomes. So that's why that stuff starts to go up and up and up like that, and that's where Leon was trying to say, you know, information. I'm not saying Vector was putting out information, but like we didn't want to get to that point, because then now a video has to be edited. Now, once again, this channel's been marked. Oh, you're not talking about nigga shit. Oh, this is another channel you converted into the real shit. Okay, let's add that to the pot. No more likes for you.
Yeah.
See if you get more views than Big J this next time you go on. So anyway, so I get this. I get that. So we all get that. Ain't nobody arguing. But my original thing was, and I didn't think about this. This is why I'm saying it. That Europe, because we think of Europe with Americans that are not over there. Like Vector is over there. One master teacher was over there in the Air Force. We've had a couple people in Germany and over there. But if you're not over there, you think of Europe as this place with white folks. I'm not saying when you think about it, you know it's not. But if you say, as the average black person, even if thinks on geopolitics, Europe, go, what's described? They're just think majority white folks. They don't think of Europe as colored up. And when I say colored, I mean the Muslims. Damn, the blacks or the Africans, the Muslims, they don't think it's that colored up. So we don't really, we have a romanticized view of Europe. So it really dawned on me when we were having this conversation that, Europe is going to take a much bigger hit because they got other stuff going on. America does too, and it's going to suck for us, but they got plus remember, they got more entitlements and stuff. They're more vulnerable to a lot of these things for geopolitical reasons because of how their people are, because they're used to those entitlements.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Our people are more susceptible to being lied to. But because we're one nation with multiple states with a federal law, that's another thing. You can't just look, man. That Brexit shit already been tried in America. It's called the Civil War.
And Brexit hasn't completely gone through. They really they thought the EU was actually going to collapse because of France, and it didn't. At least not yet. So they jumped the gun.
And so my thing is that you don't think about it like that. And that's going to affect us in a lot of other ways. But you got to remember, when it comes to manufacturing, we got Mexico, which they're trying to bring a lot of cheap labor there on top of the trades, hook it up with, get folks back on that. So we have options. We just got to get the fuck on it.
Guess who's already in Mexico? I've been in Mexico for years. China. China's been building ports in Mexico since 2005. Okay.
Which is something that America.
America's never done. Yeah, that's true.
Well, and that's another thing. People weren't supposed to even mess around with the Americas at all. South America, let alone Mexico. And this goes back to what we have not done. I understand that it's nobody saying that zero has been done, but what we've done has worked as long as there's nobody that can offer a credible infrastructure plan. So now you got folks that there's money. China ain't perfect. They do their shit slicker in a different way. They give you loans and take your shit when you can't pay with interest rates. So they think long term. So I'm not saying they're better, but when you're a leader,
this is a scheme with the loans, right?
Any immediacy.
Okay. This is a scheme with the loans, okay? You ain't got money to pay for this shit, right? Okay, but your people are not going to allow you to actually give away stuff, right? Okay, so what you do is you take out a loan, okay, that you can't pay. You get your shit built. You get infrastructure built. You pay for what? Defaulting on a loan.
Yeah, so my thing is, but you have to measure that against the I'm white and I say so American style of doing stuff. So this is why you got people bucking in the chair, and the Europeans are worse than the Americans. This is why these Africans always act like colonialism is worse, because this is what they're being done to now, and this is how they see it. Now, people can have their own opinions, being boots on the ground. I understand that, but I'm talking about how the Africans see it. They see it, and this is where it came down to what Colin Powell was talking about, because Colin Powell was like, if African Americans are the face of it, you're gonna have more. You're gonna have more negotiating power in the long term. It'll work out.
But you know what?
And white folks didn't want to do that.
You know what they were afraid of is that
they don't trust black folks.
African American black folks would actually be sympathetic to people that look like them, and they
would. Yeah, and we're not talking. And here's the thing: we're not talking about there's zero truth.
What I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah, and we're not talking about there's zero truth down there, because remember, we're talking because that critical part in 2001 when we were in Iraq, 9/11, all that. Obviously, 9/11 happened in 2001, but that period after that, we were in Iraq and everything. I gotta find this book, but this book is a book that talks about, the lost years. And it talks about, this is when BRICS was coming in. This is where if you needed to really make that shit take another century for them to do, this was the critical time to do that. And we basically let them move in, build their stuff, build the laws, demonstrate they can build, when that could have been headed off in the front gate. But they didn't want to do that because these white people didn't think, they didn't have the foresight.
It's because Europe feeds off of Africa, okay?
And that's probably what Vector's talking about too, with those alignments, just to be fair to Vector,
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And so the Europeans are like, why?
So Vector, what did they do? They picked a side, did they not?
But that's what I was. So the original question, when Ed was asking who was going to hurt more, was it Europe or us? And that's what I was saying. I said there's already with Europe, it's personal for Africans because of colonialism.
Yeah, I agree.
With us, it's not personal.
It is personal.
With us, it's not as personal.
It is personal.
And the reason we didn't do it,
Vector.
Going back to your question, BJ.
Okay,
it's to your question.
Wrap it up. Well, wrap it up, man.
I'm trying to, bro. So when you were saying why wasn't it done, that was the point I was trying to make. Is since we are partners with Europe, it wasn't done because they knew that the Black Americans would be sympathetic. That was the point I was trying to make.
What?
That's why it wasn't done. We still have NATO in place, and then right now, we still got the stuff that's going on over there with the
Vector, I talk to the fucking Africans, okay? I talk to them, okay?
BGS. The bases in Africa are inside of the bases with the Africans. We talk to the Africans because we live.
I talk to the leaders over there, okay?
No.
And your military people actually said the same thing that I said. They did not trust you Negroes over there to being sympathetic toward Africans and not doing what you need to do.
They still don't trust you Negroes.
They still don't trust you Negroes. Exactly.
Yeah, and but now it's like it's too late. And the thing is with them Africans, Vector, the thing with them Africans though, them Africans are not dumb. Like, they very much know Europe can't do what Europe does. They may tell you what the fuck you need to hear because you're there with a gun.
Hey, we're going way over the line. I'm actually gonna do a behind the wall in about a couple hours, right? We're going way over the line, right? Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying. Okay, I don't know enough to be over the line.
We predicted this shit, man, back in 2007. This is not new. Okay? Not new.
I don't know shit, so I don't know. I don't have secret information.
Everything that we said was going to happen back in 2007 has happened. Okay, it's not new. Quickly,
that's why these motherfuckers come over here the way they come.
Okay.
Well, all I'm saying is they definitely understand that Europe can't do.
30 seconds.
Okay. I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna leave it at this. Europe cannot, they know Europe can't do what they do in a sustained way they've done without the United States backing it up. So they may not have it as personal, but it's not that wide. It's not like, well, okay, we can move in as if we didn't do shit. America would have to do a lot of shit that these white folks have demonstrated they do not want to do, even today. Like, even when you look at how they talk to Ghana and all these other countries, they still, they treating that shit like they treating reparations. They're like, not wanting to acknowledge they need to do something where they really need to be like running, sprinting. And the thing is, when you hear infrastructure and you hear military stuff, the military shit ain't got nothing to do with them. All that Boko Haram bullshit, that shit is just an excuse to be there. The reality is that's there to protect what America deems as American assets and American interests.
Yep.
Them motherfuckers, them Africans know that. They may not say it and be protested like Nigeria, but they definitely understand that. Now, the Europeans may be worse, but they're dealing with the devil they don't know, which is China, versus the devil they do know, which is us. That's the issue.
We're gonna save this for behind the wall because we're going way over the line, man. All this stuff is old hat, man. All this stuff is old hat.
If you all want to hear this commentary, go to BGS's Patreon.
This stuff is old hat, okay? Are we telling you what was supposed to happen, right? Go look at the PNAC documents, right?
Mm-hmm.
To understand this stuff. Go look at the gold at the currency crisis in 1997, right? After Hong Kong was actually sent back to China. Go look at the BRICS. Go look at 2008, 2009 was the rise of the G20. Okay, this stuff is not new. Do your homework. Okay, do your homework. It's there. Okay, there's a reason they suppressed my channel. The stuff is actually there. All you have to do is look for it. It's not rocket science. But anyway,
you know another thing that hasn't been mentioned. I'm not off this topic.
We've already talked about
go
it.
ahead.
Go ahead. What BG said? What? Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I posted the actual definition of title fit in the back chat to give more clarity.
Okay.
And then I'll keep it small, but in regards to this African thing, I will say this: the United States versus China is not going. China doesn't mix their domestic policy with business.
No.
And that's the issue in the United States. When the United States talks about you need to change your gender identity and all this bullshit and blah, 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 blah.
That's a great point.
You know what I mean? This is the thing that many Westerners do not understand. And this is why Africans understand. Okay, you want to do business, fine. But please don't tell me how to basically raise or dictate culturally where I need to be heading in the next 20 years, right? And it's been a tipping point because I tell you the times I've been in Africa, as a regular civilian, you could see that thing been rumbling for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So again, to piggyback on what BJS has been saying, this shit's been around. They've had these discussions. If it was time, the United States should have made the proper move, but we all know why.
Yeah.
And they tried it with a black president.
Yeah.
Yep.
It didn't work.
Which is another. Oh God, that's another story, altogether, man. The thing is that if you've done the reading and you've done the study and you know what actually goes on, okay, then pretty much people agree. The thing is, we're having a disagreement because you don't know. I can tell that you don't. I've been doing this since 2002. Okay, with me and my partner, talk to the leaders on the continent about this kind of stuff. Okay.
I'm gonna find a video link that's gonna share because there's one thing you said, how the past is not dead. And I'm not accusing nobody on this panel of not knowing. So I just want to be clear. But even when people are listening, a lot of people don't even know how Britain got Hong Kong. Like China has been, and so this goes into that. Past is not buried. I'm gonna share a video that goes into that. I'm not about to explain that, but just know China has lost a lot of wars, have taken a lot of L's, and had to go through a lot to kind of get to the position that they're in now. And it's not necessarily on some revenge shit, but they're on some I'm not about to take those L's like we used to type shit. Whether we got to go to war or not. And so people don't understand that when they think of like why they want Taiwan or why they just think, oh, they're the new person on the town, the newest dick that wants to swing. No, China has gotten wrecked. They have legitimately lost wars. Like, if you go back to the Opium Wars, you go
Yeah.
back to like how that even started, because China was just trying to literally imagine, like, as African Americans, you know,
Okay.
us trying to protect.
Land the plane, Ed.
All right, I'm landing the
Go.
plane. Imagine us as African Americans if we knew that drugs were being put in our community by the government, and us trying to defend against that. And it,
It's called crack era. Oh, really?
yeah, well, I
Oh,
know. I mean,
really?
at the time, but I mean, going back.
Really?
Yes, but I'm talking about people on the ground knowing it's being injected, not like after the fact you realize this is where at the top down, you know, and then they just brute force putting that shit in there. That's pretty much what the Opium Wars was, and they lost. And China lost that fight, you know.
Yeah.
So a lot of the past, even on a century or 2 centuries, and this stuff goes back to 1800s. That stuff doesn't die either. You know, even when they lost land and stuff like that.
I'm gonna give veterans
Anyway,
an assignment. Go read the book from your boy Henry Kissinger on China. Okay.
That's it.
so anyway,
Yep.
Just read.
And,
Just
and
I'm
read.
just trying to add my
I'm
2
gonna
cents.
give you a homework assignment. Go read.
Just yeah.
Okay,
Just
go
read the expert,
Go read the Kissinger's book on China. All right. Okay.
the Grandmaster of China.
Grandmaster of China. Yeah.
That's why.
That's why Z asked for him to come visit him before he died. Right. Okay.
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he lived to 100 years old. Man, that guy was.
He was 100 years old.
He was
Yeah,
100 years
yeah,
old.
he was 100. Yeah, when he died. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And what did she say? Welcome, my old friend. There's a reason for that. Okay.
Welcome to New Orleans.
But the thing is, you're trying to make sense out of what the military is telling you. Okay.
And they're not telling you everything.
And they're not telling
And they're
you
not supposed to.
90%.
Exactly. They're not supposed to.
They're not supposed to because you're peasants. You'll say we do the hard work.
Go ahead, Chaos. Go ahead, preach to us, man. You got the next 5 minutes. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, they're not supposed to, man, because you're peasants, man. We do the work. You just sit there, pay your taxes, and give me all the money so I can do all this shit.
This
That's
has
how it
been a
works.
great this has been a great, like, if you all want to know why you should be behind the wall, even as a listener.
Don't keep the chair. Chaos has the next 5 minutes. Keep going, man. Enlighten us, okay? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm done. That's good.
No, ain't no I'm done. No, you got 4 more
tell
minutes,
the
man.
truth.
Keep going.
Keep
Tell
you
us
know the truth.
Tell us what you know. You want to interrupt and interject. Now you have the floor. Go ahead.
I already said my thing, BJ. One
No,
more you want? You want to ramble about nonsense?
No. Yeah, whatever you want to talk about. Let's see if it makes sense to people.
Well, like I said before, you pay your tithes and let the military do all the work, man. You don't even know what's going on in ins and outs unless you're in those circles, which most human beings are not in those circles unless you qualify. You know.
Keep going.
That's it.
Keep going. No, keep going. I'm tired of people jumping in the middle like they're experts, okay? And when they get the floor, guess what? Keep going. I'm start doing this. If you like the kid in the back of the class throwing spitwise, come on up to the chalkboard. There's a chalkboard. Here's the chalk. Teach it.
That's it. Be this.
Teach us. Come on.
You're gonna have me up there for the next 4 minutes. I was gonna be quiet.
No. Teach us.
That's it.
That's it. You sure?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Thank you.
We'll stop butting in, okay?
I wait. You know, I'm always patient. Maybe just.
No. We're getting ready to end this, okay?
Okay.
What do you know about this? Enlighten us. What do you know about
that's
this?
it. That's it.
That's all you know?
That's it.
That's all you know, really. Okay. All these experts.
Actually, I came up here because you did clarify early in the conversation. Not this one, but when you had the stream earlier. But continue.
What about the earlier stream? What about it?
You know, like how the Mr. Triple X trying to, I guess, prove something, but he has not shown no evidence. I mean, no evidence. And funny thing about it, he's been on this for now. This is now 19 years since 2005.
Okay.
So when people said 16, 17 years, it's a little bit longer than that, but we're not keeping track. The point is this, that, you know, we have the extreme speeches and they tried to refute you and you said, just show me some evidence. Now you could debunk it if they present, but if they're not showing nothing, it's ramble. If you think about it, especially if they question about the thing was going on in Tennessee. And noticing they know this is a problem, and they know men are not really being involved. So now they have to put some laws in place, correct?
Yeah.
Because they're watching the environment.
Oh, what about the environment?
That if men are not going to throw back money in the system, they're going to explore their options. What do you think the state's going to have to do now? They say you put me in the Smith hole, I tap out. Okay, I'll cut a deal with you, men.
Okay. Why is that? Why do you think that is?
Why that is?
Yes.
Because like everything, the system does run on money, right? And if people not involved and put into this, where are they going to get it from? They
Yeah.
can't get it from the prisons. They can't lock
Okay.
people up. So they gotta say we have to find some way to and think about this. Don't women
Hold
consume
on.
more?
Do
Okay.
prisons generate money or cost money?
But right now, if I had to really look at it personally, if we're talking about the money, it's probably gonna be costing now if no one's in there.
Do prisons
So it's
generate
not
money?
really making much money now.
No. Do prisons
never did.
generate money or cost money?
One guy said don't make no money.
How much does it cost to actually hold a prisoner? On average.
Oh, I forgot. I can't.
$40,000 a year. Okay. Who pays for that? Who pays that bill?
Let me think. Who pays that bill?
It shouldn't be this hard, man.
It shouldn't be this hard.
I forgot, man, girl. It's been a
It's
while.
called taxpayers
It's
pay the
taxpayer
bill.
base.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a state.
So hold on, Ed. Come on, don't kick the chair, man. Calm down for a second, okay? So in other words, do prisons cost money or make money?
Well, they say, like you said, it's part they losing money, right?
They're
Are they losing money?
So
So
basically,
all right, so let's go this. Why continue to have locking people up if it's losing money?
that's a good question. Why do you think?
I'm gonna ask you, BJS.
No, I'm asking you. You brought it up. Why? What do you think?
I ask you.
No, you're in the chair, boss. I'm asking you. See what you know.
I'm asking you, BJS.
No. We're seeing what you know. Don't deflect to me. I'm not saving. You got the chalk in your hand.
I'm asking you, BJS.
No. We're asking you. What do you think?
Well, you said it is not making the money.
So why do you lock people up then?
You tell me, BJS. If it's costing money.
No. You're in the chair. This is your time to shine. You have what 137 people watching you. It's probably more than you get. Your time to shine.
That's fine.
It's your time to shine. Tell them what you know.
But I'm asking you why they lock them up.
No. Tell them what you know, not what I know.
It's okay.
I'm asking you because you said you know.
If you don't know, just say you don't know.
Well, he if I'm asking him that means I don't know. If I ask him the question, right? Is that correct?
In other words, go back to the back of the class, pick up your books, and listen. Okay, it's called control. In other words,
that's a lot of money for control. Think about it.
Yeah.
Oh no, hold on a second. You're talking now. Now, you're talking instead of listening. So now, why do you think they lock people up?
You said it's control, BJS. Can you answer?
No. Why do you think it? What's your thoughts? Because when I'm talking, you want to talk, okay? Instead of listening. Do you want to talk or you want to listen?
Go ahead.
Answer the question. Do you want to talk or listen? Which one?
Go ahead, BJS.
Jesus.
All right, man. All right, dude, man. Chaos, you wonder why you don't grow, right? This is why. You don't do your homework. People send you research. You don't do your homework. You haven't grown. Why is that?
If I ask for research, then yeah.
That's the sad part.
The Google and internet with ChatGPT is full of research. You want to be spoon-fed or what? I cannot take my brain out of my head and put it in yours. Okay? You have to do your own work.
Okay.
All right, man.
All right. Is the get out? I'm gonna start calling it get out time.
Get out time.
You on the chair and remember that cover? in the chair.
My question
Anyway,
is, my question to you: if you know all this stuff and you want attention, why do you chime in when I'm talking instead of waiting for your turn? Chaos.
you asking
Why?
me?
Oh,
Oh,
chaos. Yeah.
yes.
Why? Why do you do that?
But BJ, it makes it seem like I do this every day. I butt in.
I'm asking you. I asked you a question. Stop being defensive. Why do you do it?
I don't do it all. What do you mean? I don't do it all the time.
It doesn't
So I
matter.
rarely do it.
Why do you do it? I don't care if you do it once in 100 years.
Oh,
Why do you do
I
it?
do it to get a quick response. Is that an answer? Is that a fair answer for you?
A quick response as
What?
far as it doesn't make sense.
That
Explain
don't
it
make
to me.
no sense.
Well, that's the only answer I can give you.
What?
That's all right. All right.
Yeah.
All right, folks. I hope are you not entertained? Ed, you got something for
Chaos,
him?
Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, Chaos. You're paying for other people's sins
Sins.
as well as your own. That
Yeah,
is true. I
That's
get it. You know, I
I
did
heard
want to
this one
throw in
before.
here though,
Go ahead.
about the comment you made about the anti-manosphere channels.
Yes.
My thing that I would like to ask those channels is a couple of things. One is, are you pro-feminist or anti-feminist? That because I'm curious. It's like you're anti-manosphere, but what are you for?
Right.
Because and when you ask them, they always talk about, well, I'm for you know, self-improvement. So the manosphere is anti-self-improvement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are there self-improvement videos if that's what they're for?
I mean, hell, who do they promote this self-improvement? Because
I
I have plenty of people I've promoted that, you know, whether it's Myron Golden, even Marty, when you look at like certain people's journeys and stuff, it's like, who you even, and they don't have it. They don't even promote certain people across YouTube that will help them. Even the video that I just did, not video, but the thing with the sugar thing, that's
yeah.
some really good insight, you know? And so it's like people say I'm anti-manosphere, but really that's just a get the bag tactic. You're anti-manosphere because you understand. It's like saying you're anti-Trump.
But they're not getting the bag though. The
Some
animation
of them
wouldn't
more
get
than others. Like think about like what amazing. But you're right. But think about what Amazing Lucas. Just to take it out of the like personal stuff in our
uh-huh.
backyard.
Uh-huh.
Like remember the play Amazing Lucas tried to run,
Yeah.
and that didn't work out for him.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
but
tried to run. It's to get views and stuff. Because the reality is, to truly be against something, you have to offer a credible alternative.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons why I like I can't stand fucking DJ Vlad.
Yeah.
However, there is not Adam 22 don't like, but it's not as bad as Vlad. But then you have to ask, okay, what are the credible alternatives? Academics is not a credible alternative. It was either Vulture too. So now when you see this, just give you an example. Now when you see guys that are African American, Shannon Sharp's a Southern dude, Gilbert Arenas, these are actual normal dudes. I don't agree with everything they say, but normal dudes have a perspective that they were athletes, they were at that level.
Yeah.
And you see, now you have your credible alternative. You can understand why a Cat Williams would talk to a Shannon Sharp versus a DJ Black. You understand how goofy he would look deer in the headlights talking to DJ Vlad, but DJ Vlad is controlling how the message gets out. He has his agenda. So you have to have credible alternatives. And the problem with these guys is they only know how to be, and like if you're okay, you're anti BBS. All right, fuck BBS. You're anti me. All right, fuck me. Cool. Where's your alternative?
Yeah.
Because and then the funny thing is, I even provide people alternatives to me. When I share accountable commentary, me and him are not the same in the sense of, he ain't got the voice that people don't like. He's a New Yorker. He's like the on the ground kind of dude. He ain't rambling for hours. He knows how to keep his shit 10 to 12 minutes. I share his stuff. Only I even give you alternatives to me. I even gave you alternatives. So it's funny. They don't never provide you alternatives. They just want to be anti some shit. You can't just be anti some shit and think you're going to get traction. That's my point.
And I think in this era of these new individuals that pop up like roaches, it's just like they're replacing a lot of females when they get amongst their friends.
Hey, Apostle, the StreamYard link is right above your head. What are you talking about?
Yeah. If you don't like BGS gave you Dr. Tiasan Johnson. Oh, he don't got letters. He ain't a master. Here's people with letters.
But
Here's
Ed,
people with letters that show their face. Here's people with letters that don't they show their face.
Ed,
Gigi, and yeah, you need a street. You need a street dude with even though BGS has street credibility, you need a dude with he's got street credibility. Shout out to Gigi. I mean, we give you everything. Pick what you want.
Yeah,
Ed,
go
but
ahead, James.
yeah,
You want the 1.0, folks? SWP. Go ahead.
Ed, you gotta understand, man. People, especially a lot of these dudes that come in these spaces, like I said, they're like females. They don't know how to make up their mind. They're picky on everything. Instead of doing like BJ always says, go do your own research. Come on the platform with critical talking points, bullet points, have an articulate argument, right? Because at the end of the day, it's like what many men say, right? Oh, what chicks say, oh, I don't like his tone. That's what you hear. That's really what it is.
That's funny. And you know what's funny about what you said, James? Even if you're incorrect, a lot of the times you'll still grow. You don't believe me? Anthony Brian Logan.
Oh yeah.
Anthony Brian Logan used to come with critical talking points, and he got debunked. Now he wasn't wrong on every single little thing he says, but I remember when he said, "Why do you have this point of view?" He was talking about how he used to distribute, and he's come a long way. Look, he got a bigger channel than mine, but but he used to talk about how he used to give out, club cards, like the cards you drop in the bathroom and shit, like that hustle. I'm like, that's where your origin story for how you view black people go. Like, are you fucking serious?
But
you got him, Brandon Tatum has been wrong. And you know what's funny about Brandon Tatum now? Brandon Tatum is actually giving speeches and he's actually going on tour. Brandon Tatum be saying some interesting shit. He don't be saying some shit.
And white folks are going at his motherfucking neck.
It's funny. Like he said, well, racism, my son isn't black. My son is mixed, but because you white people, y'all want white purity.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this is not why I brought this.
Yeah. AI Apostle, jump in. You want your minute? There's your minute.
Yeah.
Go ahead. In fact, hold on a second. We're gonna do you one better, right? We're gonna give you two. Go ahead.
All right, so I just want to back up BGS and refer this to Ed. Ed, can you hear me?
He can hear you.
Yeah, okay, yeah. There is a 2-part series as part of the old BGS Black Gnostic Speaks channel that has a comprehensive take about really the rise and fall of white supremacy. It's called the Paris bombing with Eric Terrell. You made it a long time, BGS. That's it's a 2-part series, very comprehensive movie. If Ed watches that will really answer a lot of his questions. I mean, and I did the research behind that thing. You were 100% right, BGS. You're right.
What is it called? What channel?
It's called the Paris bombings of Errol Terrell. I downloaded
it. And which one is it on? Is it on the main channel?
It's probably on his archive. I think it's on a Black Knight. You got this Google it. Paris bombings about Eric. His name.
All right, it's on Black Knight to Speak. No, I'm asking that because I was gonna search the actual channel. I'll find it though.
It's on Black Knight to Speaks. Yeah. But go ahead.
And two, I've been reading on China, like you've been saying, BJS. The first few chapters really lay out what you said about China. They don't think of wins and losses as just basically as Americans do. They don't think of it as extreme, like you're a winner, you're a loser. They think of it as a cyclical effect, like yin and yang. That's what they think about. So so that's all they think about. So when you think about, we can't think of it like that. They think of it as they're on the road to perfection or road to higher. That's how they think about it. And that's basically it I want to say, BGS. I got none of this. I'm dropping out. Thank you, BGS.
All right. Appreciate you. Yeah.
What
I'm saying, I'm introducing you to sources that you probably would never hear about anyplace else, right? That's my job. Whether you agree or disagree, read the sources, okay? Read the documents, okay, and make up your own minds. Because they're not gonna actually give you this in the military, like Carol Quigley. They don't want you reading that shit or reading that document. They don't want you reading that shit.
Hell, they don't even want you going into the military with an actual plan, like a plan of I'm gonna do this 1, 2, or 4 years or 2, contracts to come out. That's why they want you to get comfortable with that money so you stay in. They don't even want you knowing that. Even SPI Latino used to talk about that.
Yeah, but Ed, it's
the military has 2 hierarchies, right? They have the boots on the ground soldiers, and they have the elite, which is the officer training stuff. Right?
Yes,
I was actually slated to go into the hierarchy, right? I did a year and a half of ROTC at USC. Okay,
BGS, to piggyback on what you're saying, One of my partners, he always said this. There's a reason why information is, you have levels of security clearance, right? Because at the end of the day, you could be on the tier 1 teams or IT guy. They already know who they want, who needs to handle what, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then everything else stays above the top. Yeah. Whether you agree with what's his name, General McChrystal, or you fuck around agree with General Petraeus. Yeah. At the end of the day, those motherfuckers are sitting at the highest level, and you will never get all the information because you're not. Like you said, you're not a part of that crew.
Yeah, like there's a reason Asia Times was supported by the CIA and the and NSA for like 10, 15 years because they actually wanted to hear what research that came out of that. Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, ultimately the problem. Yeah, ultimately the problem that you're starting to see, and it's starting stuff that was never meant to be seen. It's starting to show up in a lot of different ways. Is that the shit that they did? You always had this opinion that they thought of white supremacy from like at least 100 years. Like they thought long term, and you can clearly see based on circuit. I remember when you were saying BGS how Europe was going to go a certain way, and you thought like they were going to do that. You said you didn't know, but the smart move would be this. Is how you articulated it, and then you said, "Wow, they're doing a lot of stupid shit. Wow, they're wow, what the wow, I gotta go redo this because y'all seem like y'all on suicidal path. You didn't say it that way, but so everybody assumes white supremacy is almost, I hate to say, like, not necessarily we think of it like Nazi, but like it's 1,000 years. You think of it long term. Now the Asians, the Chinese think that way, or they contextualize their stuff that way to a certain extent. They're brass, but like these white people are just, and it's funny listening to SWB when he talks about that. He talks more about white pathology and stuff like that. But actually, it works well with him. Yeah, these motherfuckers, they just trying to make it to the next year as far as controlling power and power. They starting to run out of stuff, and it's starting to get more obvious they're running out of stuff, because even if you look at what's going on with us as black people, when you look at what would make sense for them, for their power, it's like they're not doing that. It's like even with the manufacturing and stuff, how they're bringing it back, it was not smart to get rid of it to this degree. Even if the money, and what it sounds like to me, this is my personal opinion, is they've allowed the corporations, I get you got the powers to be above everybody, but they've allowed the corporations to do shit that, there's a lot of things corporations do today that used to be illegal for them to do. There's certain marketing tactics.
There's a whole history and reason behind why they made this switch. The biggest reason is because of the socialist agenda failed in 1971 with Bretton Woods. So they had to
Citizens United. It's remember, we're a generation past Citizens United now. 18 years since that was passed in 2005. So you've seen if that's going to take effect, a lot of that stuff is already. So you see how the discourse and everything is. These corporate, like as far as I'm concerned, even coming, I don't even make it all about red pill. But the people always thought you argue about the women. No, the truth is the women are pawns. The women are. It's really it's class warfare, just using women as a mechanism because they can get resources and money out of women. Women can work these bullshit jobs and not work these trades in the offices. As you see with AI automation, that's starting to be less and less, so they can't get money out of them. So now they're trying to make this switch. They also realize feminism cannot work at its nth degree because the women don't want to take control. Their biological response just can't catch up with it that fast because that's what it is. And now they're like, oh shit, we need to change everything, but we can't say this is what needs to happen, even though they need to say that to get people on board or have that debate.
Which is why your academics are upset because they're soft shoeing and stuff. But we're gonna actually you got like a minute to close out, Ed. Go ahead. We guys gonna close this out.
I'm saying all I'll say is in this conversation, y'all might as well take it as this is a reason why y'all should be in BGS Behind the Wall. I need to sign up for it. I'm not gonna lie to you and say I am. If y'all want to really go deep, and here's a disclaimer, are you ready to want to know everything? Because a lot of y'all, and I'm included, I don't consider myself black pill, so if you want to know the information, be ready for what the information you're gonna know. Don't hear it and then you can't unhear it. Now all of a sudden y'all wilding out, yes, told me the world's gonna end tomorrow and I can't deal with it. Don't do that.
It
So
has that be
understand, be
be
adult.
just right is the real thing. Okay, I didn't
That's
make
why
it.
you stopped doing that dark news.
Yeah.
Glendon used to talk about stuff not as bad as what you would talk about, but they was pushing back on him, and the stuff he would say was his dark news was probably like 20% of what yours was. Hell, I even stopped watching all of them motherfuckers. Sometimes I had to think about if I want to hear that shit.
I heard that.
So I ain't judging y'all. I get it.
But
Anyway, that's
Yeah.
it.
Go ahead, James. You
I,
closing thought.
I was gonna say, man, brothers, you gotta understand, man. Like BJS has broken this down. Many others who have come on this panel have broken down. We are in this particular matrix, and there's a dark side to this thing, right? There are those who can accept for what it is, and some of us still want to keep fighting. At the end of the day, I always say this, you come on this platform, and as BJS has stressed, have a foundation to understand, because some of the things, of course, you're not going to agree on, but one thing we're not going to play is like, being very indirect and not, answering direct questions, because at the end of the day, man, it's just in front of you. If BJS wasn't around, at the end of the day, Google's right there.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? So use it wisely.
Yeah, and some of this stuff has been stripped. Okay? I
Yeah.
can't find this shit no more. So I have a Evernote. Some of this stuff has been stripped off the internet. You can't find it anymore.
BJS, ever since I think the last 2 years, I've been really trying to keep hard files now, because like you said, they scrubbing a lot of motherfucking shit. It's getting like,
yeah,
even like this is the whole concept of digitizing books now, right?
Yeah.
Even that I started noticing they starting getting rid of stuff on Kindle, like you can't find like.
Yeah, they get into book, almost damn near like digital book burning.
Mm-hmm.
Stripping shit off the internet, especially Google. Google's bad at it.
Oh yeah.
Google's bad at it.
Even on Google Scholar, that's one that people look at Google, but go on Google Scholar. That's a whole different animal.
Mm-hmm.
But again,
they got to get they got to put people back in their place.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, who was that? Who was that? Was complaining about that? Was Jody? What's the actress? Jody something, right? Jody Foster talk about Gen Z that they can't read.
Okay, BJS, before I leave, I have
That's sad.
BJS, I have a very close friend of mine who teaches at Harvard University.
Mm-hmm.
He posted something on social media. Mm-hmm. He said the students, even at Harvard, are saying, "Oh, he teaches too hard." And
yep.
And BJS, when I read his statement, I said, "Man," and this is a black brother, right, who really looks out in our community. And I said, "It's over."
It is over. Yeah. It's college is about profit now. It's not about teaching people. It's about profit.
It's definitely about profit.
Yeah. Anyhow, y'all, I am. Let's see. Leave my Evernote with your circle if something happens. Yeah, I probably would do that with Dr. T in case something happens. Okay, because I have it goes back to like 2005, so it's like almost 20 years worth of stuff. And I didn't transfer my hard data over to Evernote. I probably should do that if I can actually find this stuff. So I've been doing this since like 1994, 93, I think. Yeah, 93. So
31 years ago.
Yeah. So, but you guys know more than I do. According to other people. Okay. People. I don't know why you follow the people that you follow, but it's a mystery to me. Anyhow, y'all.
Can I say what I say? BJS.
You want your closing thought? Go ahead.
Yeah, in regards, like I said, gotta do what you have to do, brothers. BJS, I don't know why people hate you so much, because you and me, we go back and forth, not often, but I have a sense of still respect, to even have conversation. I can't speak for all these other dudes that have a certain hate for you because whatever you're doing, it's kind of weird to me. You think it's ego with a lot of these dudes?
I'm coming. That's why I wanted Big J, Triple X that to come up. They want to be heard. Okay, they can't be heard. People are shouting because they want to be heard. And they're shouting for me. But my thing is study. If you want to be me, you want to take my place, you have to do the work. It doesn't come easy. When they find out how much work it actually takes, they don't want to do that shit. I don't blame them.
And I think that's the biggest issue, because they think it's going to take years and years. I said, well, it depends how dedicated. And like you said, the internet now, as much as they're trying to scrub all the information out, which I think they will, that if they keep people in a certain place mentally, especially if people can't read now, I mean, shit, it really is a problem.
You know why it takes years, Chaos? You have
Right.
to make a theory. You have to make a supposition. You have to make a guess. You have to wait and see if it's right.
Okay.
If you do that over time, you get to know what information is valuable and what's not. That takes years. You can't do that overnight.
Mm-hmm. Should we like write it down and put as a note? Say, I did remember saying this to keep a mental note
No,
or
no,
like
no.
a first.
You know when you make a big guess, okay, about something, about the follow white supremacy. We said that back in 2006, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nobody that's bullshit, BGS, it'll never happen for another 200 years, right? Okay. It will never happen, right? Even though you laid out exactly why it's going to happen and why it should happen, according to your theory, right?
Yes.
Everything I said back in 2006 is coming to pass.
Okay.
Okay. But you have to wait long enough. Everything I said about the women coming back to the table, whether you like it or not, okay? Back in 2017, 2018, right?
Yeah.
Coming to pass. We actually talked about abortion back in 2017 on my panel. That we actually would ban abortion according to the Supreme Court, right? Oh, BS bullshit. They'll never allow it, blah, blah, blah. Guess what happened? Okay.
It happened like I think a year ago or a year and a half ago.
It happened about a year and a half ago with abortion. Yeah. You could actually see the baby steps they were taking. But people ignore that. They don't know what to look for. But it takes time to know what to look for. I'm old enough. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been doing this shit. I've been doing this shit since 1977 when I sat in ROTC at USC, right? About the 2.5 war policy. Okay. We've been damn near 50 years, okay?
Yeah, at 18 years old, that's a long time. I didn't even become conscious till like in my 20s.
So in other words, I've been in this loop for a very long time, okay? So I'm bringing all this to bear when I say something, okay? You might not be able to see it, even though I explain it, because you haven't looked for it. I'm telling you where to look. I'm actually telling you where to look for this stuff and why to look for it, and how to add it up. But we'll fuck around and find out. Anyhow,
all right.
Get out of here.
Thank you, BJ. Oh, and Mrs. Z is live now, guys. Go over there. Take care.
All right. Peace out.